yeah, it just become really difficult for me. I've got to pause. It was when I went to high school that I found sport, and it was there that I found rugby just through chance. From that, got selected to play for Devon and then the South West, and then as I grew older I played for the South West colleges and the England colleges. I then started to notice really big differences in the relationship with my mum and how she treated me, how she viewed me, the things she would say to me, and how differently she would treat me from my other sisters. And then we started to have a lot of problems. Now I look back on it, probably very abusive and quite from on her behalf really narcissistic. Yeah, and I think at times it's quite difficult because I've been on this constant search for my mum's approval and I've never got it. I think it just got to the point where I was like, actually, the army seems a really good career. This could take me away from everything. I could go and I could be like something else. And I think I've always liked the idea of the progression of the army with the ranks. I was based in Portsmouth where I was learning how to become a military policewoman. Whilst I was there, they had their own RMP Rugby Sevens tournament where they were like, oh, I've heard you've played rugby before, you're going to be the captain. And I was like, oh, okay. So as the captain of the little Rugby Sevens team that was based for the Defence School of Policing and Guarding. And actually in my team was like the 2IC of the whole training establishment. And obviously I was just a little nobody. I just knew about rugby and it was playing the game, and it all went really well. And it was from that like tournament where where I got picked, and they was like, you need to go play for corps. And I think it was like right towards the end of the course I actually went and played for the AGC, and from that game I got selected to play for the army. So it all happened even before I'd actually got to my first unit. And one day somebody said, oh, do you want to play Rugby League? And I was like, oh yeah, I'll go. Sign my name up. And at that time, I am as southern as they get. I'm almost French. I don't watch TV, so I didn't know what rugby league was. I just thought it was rugby union in a different league of teams. So when I arrived, I kind of like had a bit of a shock. But when I got into it, the rugby league actually suited my playing style. I was made the captain of the army team, and then I think I've been the captain 6 years. Gone on to achieve some really good stuff. I think my biggest achievement is probably winning the Challenge Cup Shield, and not so much the final game, but the game before in the semi-final where it was ended up being like a 100-minute game, and we just had to keep playing because it was a draw, but it was such a hard-fought game. It was against Featherstone Rovers, and like honestly couldn't have asked for anything more from all the girls. Everyone put everything in, and when we finally won that, it was just it was amazing. And we didn't even know what to expect when we went to the final against York, and then that was quite an easy game for us to win after that. And I think back and I look and I see that the stuff I've achieved was that only because I was searching for my mum's approval, or is that actually me? Am I this go-getter, got to do this, got to do that, next job, next task? Or is that just because I feel I'm only worthy of people's love and approval if I'm constantly doing something or constantly achieving? So yeah, you got to dig deep. Recently I was diagnosed with vulvar cancer, and quite clearly I kept myself in denial about that for a long time. I didn't really tell anybody because I think that would have made things more complicated for me, and I've actually had to make me accept that was happening for me. So I think it was really difficult, but yeah, I didn't tell anybody just because obviously you don't know at that point, early stages. But when I did know, I don't know. I think I was more concerned about upsetting people, and also people constantly asking you if you're okay or if they could do something for you. I think that upsets me. and I don't want that. I think it's probably one of those things where you don't want to be seen as vulnerable. I think it just went into practical planning mode, and yeah, what that was going to look like, and I didn't really let myself feel anything about it or give myself time to think about it. Just continued on with everything I was doing. Like I said, I can never just have one thing on the go. It's got to be lots of things, and probably taking on extra roles to fill up that time where I could be thinking about it, to stop myself from thinking about it and having to, like I said, accept. I am still on some form of recovery journey. I've probably had 4 bouts of counselling about the relationship with my mum, and how it's impacted me, and I probably will be going through another layer of that. I just think it's a very difficult situation, and even speaking about the cancer and explaining that to my mum, I think her initial reaction was, oh, who knew before me? And that she felt disgruntled that she was further down the food chain than she would have hoped for with the treatment. Like I said, I've got an appointment in the coming week, which will hopefully give me some more clarity about what future treatment, if any, what that looks like, and then I can plan and see what I can do from there. With Army Rugby League, I've got plenty of years left in me to play rugby. My age might say something different, but I don't feel any different just yet. Just need to stay away from the injuries, and with the treatment, like I said, I've got an appointment in the coming week, which will hopefully give me some more clarity about what future treatment, if any, what that looks like, and then I can plan and see what I can do from there.